left in the dark, wondering if they'll ever shine in your world again. The longer the silence, the harder it becomes for them to keep their composure. They can feel the distance between you growing, and it drives them insane to not know why. Every time you ignore them, they feel a little bit more like they're losing you forever. The emptiness of your absence feels like a constant ache they can't escape. They're drowning in their thoughts, struggling to understand why you've become a stranger. They desperately want to fix things, but each moment of silence makes them feel more helpless. They know you're ignoring them, but the worst part is the agony of not knowing if it's forever. The more you ignore them, the deeper the hole in their heart grows, and they can't seem to fill it. They wonder if they're just another chapter in your life you've decided to close. They don't know whether to keep waiting or walk away, but the silence makes the choice harder every day. The emotional toll of your neglect is pushing them to the brink of madness, but they can't stop reaching for you. Each unanswered message feels like a part of their soul is being ripped away. They know the more they reach out, the more they push you away, but they can't stop themselves from trying. The fear of losing you forever is slowly consuming them, and your silence is their worst enemy. They're addicted to your attention, but every time they don't get it, their addiction grows stronger. The distance you've put between you feels like an ocean, and they're stuck drowning in it. They can't shake the feeling that you've forgotten them, but they keep hoping you'll remember. Every moment of your silence makes them feel like they're slowly disappearing from your life. They can feel the space growing between you, and it drives them crazy because they don't know how to fill it. The more you ignore them, the more they question if they ever meant anything to you. They try to move on, but the memory of your presence lingers, making it impossible to let go. They know you're distancing yourself, but they can't help but hope that maybe it's just a phase. Every time you don't acknowledge them, it's like they're being erased from your world. They wonder if they've become invisible to you or if you're just too tired to care. The silence weighs heavily on their heart, but they can't bring themselves to let go. They feel like they're standing on the edge of something irreversible, and the silence only makes it worse. They can't stop thinking about the times you used to be close, wondering where it all went wrong. The longer you ignore them, the harder it becomes to remember the love you once shared. Each day without your attention feels like a little piece of their spirit fades away. They want to scream your name, but the silence makes them feel like their voice no longer matters. They know you're ignoring them, but it's driving them insane not knowing why. The more they try to move on, the more they feel tethered to the memories of you. They wish they could read your mind, but all they hear is the echo of your absence. They wonder if you're pulling away to protect yourself or if you've truly moved on. They know you're ignoring them, but each silent moment hurts like a betrayal they can't undo. When you ignore someone who craves your attention, their mind starts to spiral, wondering what they did wrong. The silence you leave behind echoes louder than any words. Every moment you don't acknowledge them, they begin to question their worth. They feel the absence of your presence more than they ever did the weight of your attention. Ignoring them isn't just a physical absence, it's an emotional void that consumes their every thought. They know you're avoiding them, but what's worse is the way it makes them question everything they believed about you. The longer you ignore them, the more they replay every interaction, trying to find out where they went wrong. When you turn your back, they're left to wonder if they'll ever matter to you again. Each unanswered message feels like a piece of them is fading away, lost in the silence. They're tormented by the distance you've created, but they can't stop seeking a way back to you. Ignoring them is a silent message that speaks louder than any argument ever could. Their mind races, wondering if you're drifting away for good or if they're simply overthinking. Every time you don't respond, they feel a little bit more invisible. They try to hold on to hope, but each moment of silence shakes their confidence in you. They know you're distancing yourself, and it's making them question the depth of your connection. The quiet between you two is louder than any words could ever be. Every time you ignore them, it's like a cut that heals but never fully fades away. They're desperate for your attention, but the more they chase, the further you seem to retreat. The emotional toll of your silence is unbearable, but they can't stop themselves from hoping for your return. They keep wondering if they're being too sensitive or if the distance is real. The pain of being ignored is a constant reminder that you can never truly know someone's true feelings until you're no longer needed. They may try to act like it doesn't bother them, but deep down, they're unraveling. The longer you ignore them, the more they start to doubt their place in your life. They know you're still there, but the space you've created between you feels infinite. Every moment of silence builds a wall between you, and they wonder if they'll ever be able to break it down. They're left with nothing but their thoughts, replaying every second they shared with you. They're consumed by the thought that maybe it's not them that's changing, but you. The silence feels like a punishment they don't deserve but can't escape. They've started to believe that no matter how much they reach out, you'll always find a way to turn away. The confusion is unbearable, and every unanswered text feels like a death sentence to their peace of mind. They know you're ignoring them, but the fear of confronting the truth is even more terrifying. The quiet spaces between you become haunting as they try to make sense of your distance. They fear that every attempt to fix things will only push you further away. They can sense the change in your energy, and it's driving them crazy, not knowing why. You've pushed them into the unknown, where they wonder if you'll ever come back. The longer the silence lasts, the more they question what went wrong in the first place. They don't know what's worse, the silence or the fact that they're starting to accept it. They wait in vain, hoping for a signal, any sign that you still care. Your silence feels like a rejection that cuts deeper than any words ever could. They know you're pulling away, but they don't know how to stop it from happening. Every time you ignore them, they wonder if it's a sign that you're done with them forever. The longer you remain silent, the more they question if they were ever truly significant to you. They try to convince themselves it doesn't matter, but the weight of your absence is crushing. They see you fading away, and it's driving them insane, trying to figure out why you stopped caring. Every moment you ignore them feels like a betrayal, and they can't stop wondering why it happened. The silence between you is unbearable, but they can't bring themselves to break it. They try to move on, but every unanswered message pulls them back into the uncertainty of your relationship. They can feel you slipping away, and it's making their heart race with fear. The absence of your attention is like a storm in their mind that never stops raging. They know you're pushing them away, but they can't stop longing for your attention. Every time you ignore them, a piece of their heart shatters, and they wonder if it will ever heal. They're stuck in a loop of wondering what's really going on in your mind. The silence you've left is deafening, and they don't know how to fill the emptiness without you.